Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am your host with the most, RoyalGotPacks, and welcome to the kingdom. Hope you enjoy your stay. So, last video we talked about manga Shanks and how it may go down quite a bit when wave 2 comes around. And today we're going to talk about Yamato's old art that is seemingly going back up. So, let's take a look at the market price here. So, we have the lowest listing price at 80.54. However, market price is at 80.66, and according to this chart, the market price is 79.71 in relation to this graph here. So let's take a look at sales history, because this is surprising to me. We've seen this card go down quite a bit from initial release. However, the past few sales have been going up and up and up. So let's take a look about, we'll go way back. So it's showing the 18th. We'll go back to the 15th, right? Because this is when we were seeing sales at like 70, 71, 72, even in the 60s here. So, we'll go back to this part. We have 67.64, 66.65, 67.67, and so on and so forth. However, as time went on, the prices began to sell at about a stable price of 75 to 78, with upwards of 81 to 85. 85 is probably the highest I've seen so far of it selling recently, but we can see that it's around 78 to 80 on average now. So let's take a look at the price chart here. So when this set first dropped, the price of this card was 125. The market price is 125. So there may be people selling it at around 150, 200, but it wasn't being bought for that amount. So that's why the market price is this low compared to the listings we've seen on day one of release. However, it very quickly went down, in the span of a few days to 85, and then a few more days to 79, all the way down to 73.66. And it's surprising because we've also seen Shanks fall like this. And if you've seen the last video, probably won't have to explain it again, but for those who didn't, when more boxes were getting bought, more people was pulling this card. So that means less people are going to buy it since more people have it. Okay, and that's the case with this card as well. However, just like Shanks, it's starting to creep up, but Shanks crept up a little bit. This one is creeping up a lot, going from 73 to 80, and it seems like it's still on the rise, because when we seen Shanks, his kind of leveled off right here and went straight, but Yamato is actually going up, and I am not quite sure why that is. Part of me wants to say that more people are using Yamato in their decks, and specifically the older Yamato, they're putting it in their deck build. So this is probably lowering the near mint cards of this card for right now. But similar to Shanks, in my last video we talked about how these two cards, so Yamato and Shanks, are the only secret rares in set 1, and since they are secret rares and they weren't included on the error correction list for wave 2, they will be going down, because there will be no distinction between this card for wave 1 and wave 2. So you can also expect this card to drop quite a bit as well. And I would like to think that these two cards, so Yamato and Shanks, are very synonymous in terms of how it grows and falls according to the market. Now, if Yamato is going to be overutilized in meta decks and whatnot, this card will shoot up. I mean, it's an old art. This is the second most rare card to get from set 1 Romance Dawn, behind manga Shanks. So it makes sense why this card will always be kind of a sort of expensive. I mean, it's not really that much expensive. There are more leader cards and old arts are way more expensive than this, but for this to be a secret rare and old art, I think the good price is around $75. So I don't think it'll go down too much. I mean, it's already at a pretty decent price for an alt secret. So you can expect it to go up a little bit more between now and wave 2, but once wave 2 drops, you can expect it to drop quite a bit. So my prediction for this card would be around 70, 65 once wave 2 drops. So give it 2 weeks and you will see these changes. But since this card wasn't on the error correction list, then you know it'll go down. But right now it's going up, and I'll say the best price to get it at would be a few days to a week after wave 2 drops. I know I said 2 weeks, but usually for this game it seems like the market corrects itself faster. Usually for other TCG it'll take 2 weeks for the market to fully settle, but One Piece right now it seems to surprise everyone, you know, every day. So give it a week to be safe after wave 2 drops. So you're not looking until around February or March, and then once it drops to around 65, 67, then you should be good to go to buy this card for a decent price. Still expensive, but for an old art of a secret rare, I think it's a pretty fair price to pay for this card. But I don't think it'll drop too much lower than that. And yeah, so that's pretty much it on today's video. Happy holidays. The time this video is going to be uploaded is going to be December 26th, so going to give you guys time for Christmas. Don't want you to watch any videos on Christmas. That's time to spend with your family, friends, or whatever. And if you guys, and some of you I know may not celebrate Christmas, so I'm just going to say happy holidays for those people who don't celebrate Christmas. And so yeah, make sure to spend that time with your loved ones and the family. And if you don't have any friends or family, then my honest condolences. I'll give you a treat. All right, but that's all for today's video, man. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Drop a like down below if you enjoyed the video. Comment down below your thoughts on if Yamato will drop in price in wave 2 and by how much. And I'll see you next video. Peace.